What if I told you there's a simple spice smaller than your thumbnail that could send warm blood rushing back into your manhood in just 60 seconds? I'm not talking about pills, prescriptions, or gimmicks. I'm talking about something natural, overlooked, and shockingly powerful. For many men over 60, this one tiny spice has reignited their energy, improved their circulation, and even restored the kind of intimacy they thought was gone for good. I'm Dr. Moit Kara, professor of urology and men's health specialist, with over 30 years of experience helping men regain their confidence, strength, and vitality. And what I'm about to share with you isn't theory, it's what I use with real patients every day. Here's the strange part. This spice was used by warriors before battle and by men before intimacy for centuries, yet most modern medicine ignores it completely. Now, new science confirms what ancient wisdom knew all along. The compound hidden inside this spice can naturally boost blood flow and even outperform synthetic pills without the side effects. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 key truths. Why erections weaken after 60, what's secretly clogging your circulation, and how just one clove a day can restore hormonal balance, energy, and sleep. I'll give you the exact 60-second method, the best time to take it, and what to expect after 7, 14, and 30 days. And stay with me, because the most important moment, the one thing that brings it all together, comes at the end. Your health isn't gone. It's just waiting to be reawakened. Let's begin. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss another natural health tip designed specifically for men over 60. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me create better, more effective content just for you. Now let's begin with the truth most men have never been told. If your erections have faded or feel weaker after 60, it's not your fault. And it's not just aging. In fact, there's a clear reversible reason why this happens, and understanding it is the first step to getting your strength back. 1. Why erections fade after 60, and why it's not your fault. I'll never forget a man named Robert who came into my office a few years ago. He was 67, retired, and sat quietly before saying, "Doc, I just don't feel like a man anymore." He wasn't asking for a miracle. He just wanted to feel alive again, present, confident, and connected to his partner. And what he didn't know at the time, what most men don't realize, is that his situation wasn't unique. In fact, it's something I hear from thousands of men. You see, after 60, the blood vessels that supply your manhood begin to stiffen and narrow. These vessels are incredibly small, about the size of a hair, and any inflammation, stress, or poor circulation over the years slowly shuts them down. Erections don't disappear overnight, they fade little by little, and when they do, it chips away at your confidence. But here's what matters most. It's not permanent, it's not irreversible, and it's certainly not your fault. The body still remembers how to respond. It's just waiting for the right support, the right trigger, to open up the blood flow again. No pill can restore that natural function forever, but nature knows how to heal. And one tiny overlooked spice has the exact compound needed to start this process naturally within minutes. So the question is, what is this spice, and how does it work so fast to restore blood flow in men over 60? Let me show you. 2. Eugenol, the secret weapon hidden inside clove. When I first started looking into natural remedies for blood flow and intimacy issues in older men, I wasn't expecting to find something so powerful hidden in something so small. But then I came across clove, a spice I had seen in countless kitchens used during the holidays, barely given a second thought. What caught my attention wasn't just the tradition behind it, but a compound inside it called eugenol. Eugenol is what gives clove its strong, warm aroma. But more than that, it's a natural vasodilator. That means it helps blood vessels relax and open up, especially those that have grown tight, narrow, and stiff with age. This is the exact problem we just talked about. The reason erections fade is because the blood can't get where it needs to go. Eugenol helps change that. And what's amazing is how fast it works. When you chew whole cloves, the oils begin absorbing right through the soft tissues in your mouth. That means eugenol enters your bloodstream almost instantly. No need to wait hours like with pills. Within minutes, men report a gentle warmth spreading through their lower body. It's subtle, not overwhelming, but it's real. It's the sign that blood flow is returning. I remember one patient, a 71-year-old man named Charles, who told me after a week of using cloves, "It's like something woke up inside me." That's the power of Eugenol, not just improving blood flow, but restoring the feeling of being fully alive again. Now that you know the secret ingredient, let me show you exactly how to use it, because the way you take it makes all the difference. The 60-second clove chewing method. 3. The 60-second clove chewing method. How to do it right. When I first recommended clove to my patients, I quickly learned that how you use it matters just as much as using it at all. One man, Harold 73, had been sprinkling clove powder into his tea, wondering why nothing was changing. I told him, "It's not just what you take, it's how you activate it." That's when I walked him through the simple 60-second method, and within a week, Harold called to say he'd felt warmth and energy down below that he hadn't felt in years. So here's exactly how to do it the right way. Start with 2 or 3 whole cloves. Not powder, not oil, just the dried flower bud. Place them between your back molars, and gently bite down until you feel them crack open. For the first 30 seconds, don't chew, just let the oil sit, and mix with your saliva. That's when the eugenol begins absorbing through the soft tissues of your mouth, entering your bloodstream directly. Then slowly chew. For the next 30 seconds, let every drop of oil release. You can spit out the remnants, or swallow them. By then the active compounds have already started working. And here's the beauty of it. This method takes just 1 minute a day. No pills, no appointments, no waiting rooms. Just a simple ritual you can do in your kitchen that supports blood flow, calmness, and confidence. But when you chew is just as important as how you chew. So next I want to show you the exact times of day that make this method even more powerful. Times when your body is naturally ready to absorb and respond. This is where the real transformation begins. When to chew clove for maximum results. 4. When to chew clove for maximum results. Over the years, I've learned that timing is everything, especially when it comes to natural healing. One of my patients, Gerald, was faithfully chewing cloves every day, but he wasn't noticing much change. When I asked when he was taking them, he said, "Usually right after lunch, or before I brush my teeth at night." I smiled and said, "Let's fine-tune that." And once we adjusted the timing, the results came quickly. Deeper sleep, sharper energy, and stronger morning erections within just 2 weeks. See, your body responds differently, depending on the time of day. The best time I found for most men is about an hour before bed. That's when your nervous system is naturally winding down. Your blood pressure is stabilizing, and your body is preparing for hormone recovery. Chewing cloves at night helps set the stage for deep, uninterrupted sleep, exactly when testosterone is produced. It also promotes calm, smooth circulation that supports your reproductive system while you rest. The second best time, first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach. That's when you can jumpstart your blood flow, clear away that foggy feeling, and walk into the day with renewed clarity. Some of my patients even chew it before exercise or intimacy to enhance performance and presence. It's like priming the engine before turning the key. Remember, this is more than a spice. It's a tool, and when used at the right moment, it becomes something powerful. But timing is only one piece of the puzzle, because if your body is stuck in a state of stress, no amount of circulation can fix what's really draining your strength. Let's talk about that next. Clove lowers stress and lifts testosterone naturally. 5. Clove lowers stress and lifts testosterone naturally. I'll be honest with you. When a man tells me his energy is low, his drive is fading, and he just doesn't feel like himself anymore, I don't always look at his testosterone levels first. I look at his stress. Because what most men don't realize is that stress is the silent killer of hormones, especially after 60. One man I worked with, named Don, had near-perfect labs, but still felt completely drained. He was carrying the weight of family concerns, financial pressure, and years of unresolved tension, and his body showed it not in blood work, but in how he lived. Here's what's happening. When your body is under chronic stress, it pumps out cortisol, the fight-or-flight hormone, and cortisol and testosterone are enemies. When cortisol rises, testosterone falls every time. That's why even a healthy man can feel sluggish, disconnected, or emotionally numb if stress is running the show. This is where clove becomes more than just a spice. It contains a powerful compound called beta-caryophyllene. This natural agent interacts with special receptors in your brain, responsible for calm, balance, and emotional reset. Within minutes of chewing cloves, many men report feeling lighter, clearer, and more emotionally stable, not sedated, but safe. And that's what allows testosterone to come back online, because your body can only rebuild when it feels safe enough to stop surviving and start thriving. So, if you felt like you're constantly under pressure, this small ritual might be the release valve your system needs. But here's the real magic. When your stress drops and your testosterone rises, something else happens while you sleep. And it's something most men have no idea is even possible. Let me show you what I mean. Better sleep, better hormones, better erections. 6. Better sleep, better hormones, better erections. Sleep is something most people take for granted until they start losing it. I've sat across from men in their 60s and 70s who say, "I sleep, but I wake up tired," or "I'm up every 2 hours like clockwork." What many of them don't realize is that poor sleep isn't just about fatigue. It's the foundation for everything, especially your hormone health. One man I treated, named Franklin, was barely sleeping through the night, but after a week of using the Clove method before bed, he told me, "I'm finally dreaming again and waking up with something I haven't felt in years." You see, your body produces the majority of its testosterone during the deepest stages of sleep, those uninterrupted quiet hours when your system repairs itself. If you're tossing and turning or waking up frequently, your body never gets the chance to rebuild, and that has real consequences: lower testosterone, lower motivation, and yes, weaker erections. What makes Clove so effective is its ability to gently calm the nervous system while improving blood flow at the same time. The compound Eugenol opens the vessels while beta-caryophyllene soothes the brain. Together, they create the ideal environment for recovery, not just from the day, but from years of wear and tear. So, if sleep has become something you dread, instead of something that restores you, this small nighttime ritual could change everything. But there's something else that might be sabotaging your erections, and most men never even think to look for it. It doesn't come from your bloodstream. It starts right inside your mouth. Let me explain. Gum disease, the hidden erectile killer. 7. Gum disease, the hidden erectile killer. Most men are shocked when I tell them that one of the biggest threats to their erections may be hiding right behind their smile. It sounds strange, I know, but time and time again, I've seen men who struggled with weak blood flow, low energy, and even chronic fatigue, only to discover the real culprit was inflammation starting in their gums. I remember one patient, Carl, who had nearly given up on restoring his sex life. Nothing was working, but during a casual conversation, he mentioned that his gums bled every time he brushed his teeth. That's when it clicked. Your mouth is one of the fastest pathways into your bloodstream. When bacteria from gum disease enters your circulation, it spreads silent inflammation throughout your body. And those tiny vessels we talked about earlier, the ones responsible for erections, they're the first to be affected. It's like trying to pump water through a garden hose filled with mud. The pressure is there, but the flow is blocked. What makes Clove so valuable here is its natural antiseptic power. Eugenol is a strong antibacterial compound that targets harmful microbes right at the source, your gums. When you chew whole cloves, the oils penetrate the tissues, cleaning as they go. And it's not just about fresh breath, it's about clean blood. Because when your mouth is healthy, your circulation improves, and when your circulation improves, your manhood responds. So if you've been ignoring your dental health, it might be time to rethink everything. But here's the exciting part. When you start using Clove consistently, changes begin to show up faster than you might think. Let me walk you through exactly what to expect at 7, 14, and 30 days. You'll be amazed. What to expect at 7, 14, and 30 days. 8. What to expect at 7, 14, and 30 days. One of the most fulfilling parts of my work is hearing how small, consistent changes create real transformation. I remember a man named Thomas who started the Clove method a bit skeptical. He'd tried supplements before, pills, powders, nothing ever seemed to last, but I told him, give this 30 days, just 1 minute a day, watch what happens. And he did. What followed was a quiet but powerful shift, one that mirrors what I've seen in countless men. In the first 7 days, most men begin to feel something subtle, a lightness in their chest, a gentle warmth in the lower body. Sleep becomes a little deeper. Mornings feel slightly less sluggish. It's not dramatic, it's foundational. Your body is adjusting, your blood is moving. By day 14, the changes start to pick up speed. You may notice more mental clarity and emotional stability. Waking up feels easier. Some men report spontaneous erections, or a stronger morning wood, something they thought was gone forever. Confidence returns, not just in the bedroom, but in how you carry yourself. And by day 30, that's when the deeper changes take hold. Circulation feels stronger. Erections feel firmer, more consistent. You're sleeping better, handling stress with more ease, and feeling present in your own body again. You're not chasing youth, you're reclaiming vitality. But here's what makes this even more meaningful. It's not just about what Clove does for your body, it's about what it awakens in your spirit. Because when you start to feel strong again, you show up differently in every part of your life. And that brings us to something every man needs to hear, especially if you've been silently wondering if your best years are behind you. Let's talk. Motivation. 9. Motivation. You're not broken, you're reawakening. If you've made it this far, I want to say something heart to heart. You are not broken. I've had so many men sit across from me, ashamed, defeated, wondering what happened to the man they used to be. They whisper about how they've lost their spark, how they feel invisible, like their strength has been slipping through their fingers. And I always tell them the same thing. Decline is not your destiny. You're not finished. You're just disconnected from your own power. Because here's the truth. Your body remembers. Your mind remembers. Even if it's been years since you felt fully alive, the systems that once gave you energy, intimacy, and drive are still inside you. They've just been buried beneath stress, poor circulation, sleepless nights, and silent inflammation. But those things can be reversed, not with magic, not with miracles, but with simple natural tools and the courage to begin again. What Clove represents isn't just a spice, it's a signal to your body that it's time to reawaken, that you're ready to heal, ready to feel strong, grounded and confident again. The results aren't overnight, but they are real, and what starts with a tiny shift in circulation can ripple outward into every part of your life. So don't measure your worth by how you feel right now. Measure it by the man you're becoming. One day, one decision, one Clove at a time. Now that you've come this far, you're probably wondering exactly what to do next. Let's put it all together, because your plan for lasting strength starts right here. Final instructions. 10. Final instructions. Your 60-second plan starts now. So here it is, your next step. Get yourself a small jar of whole cloves. Keep it somewhere visible where you'll remember. Each day, take just 2 or 3, crack them gently between your molars, hold, then chew. Just 60 seconds. That's all it takes to begin changing the way you feel, sleep, and perform. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to start. Your body hasn't given up on you, it's been waiting for a signal, and now you found it. 1 minute, 1 clove, 1 decision, your strength is coming back. Welcome home.